Hi guys. Hello, 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 hello. How are you guys feeling today? Hi guys, how are you guys feeling today? How is everybody feeling? Everybody feeling? I'm late, I know. I'm like what? A couple of hours late. How are you doing? How are y'all doing? Hi, 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 everybody. Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing? Everybody, how are you doing? Doing. Hi, Twin Sylvie. How are you? How is everybody? What's popping? What's up? So today we are going to talk, we're going to talk about women, but that is later on. But we are going to start by talking about depression. My first question today is depression real? Is depression real? Let's go. Let's talk. Okay, let's go step by step. Everybody. Hi. Ooh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, got it. On this side. No. Okay. Okay, this side. Good. Hello, Rayway. How are you doing? How was your day? My question for today is depression real? Is depression real? Hi, Sean. Sean, how are you? How was your day? My question for today is depression real? I feel like it's two on this side. Is depression real? Hi, Phil. How are you? Depression is real. Why do you think so? Okay, not too bad. Anyway, thank you. It's real in Jesus' name we rebuke it. Amen. So why do you think it's real? Why do you think it's real? Is depression real? For those who are saying that no, it's not real, why do you guys think that depression is not real? And for those who think that is real, why do y'all think that is real? I want to know your opinions, your stance on it. Welcome in, guys. Don't forget to drop a thumbs up. Don't forget to drop a thumbs up, please. It's a mental struggle. And like, what would you say causes depression? You vape? No, I don't vape. Why? I don't vape. Whoa, what is going on? What about the whoa? Stress? Yeah, what else? Thank you so much, Rahima. Cheating, overthinking, and social anxiety. Okay. Hi, Solgan. How are you? Cheating causes depression. Do you think like family it's a reason that people get depressed? Can family like impact? Hi Bito, hi Blinky. Guys, don't forget to drop a thumbs up. Depression ain't real. Y'all just need to start doing anything. Okay, so why do you think it's not real? You think that people are lazy, that's why they're depressed? Toxic family and environment for sure. Okay. You're so pretty and be confident in yourself. Don't worry about other things. Thank you, Hele. Thank you. You're so sweet. Because it takes a toll on your spirit and health. Okay. Narcissistic mom. Ooh, you're getting for the moms there. Did your mom had something to do with your depression, kind of? Your hair comb is nice and it slays. Thank you. Hi, Bubby. 6'7"? Y'all want to come with the 6'7"? We're talking about depression. No humans have short attention span naturally, so we do not stay stuck on a moment for too long. Okay, like why, like what would you tell to somebody that is depressive, Vento, for example? Since you don't believe that depression is not real, you think that people are just lazy and they're too emotional, that's why they stay depressed. Mom broke my marriage and I'm a slave of her. Oh my god, I'm so sorry about that, Rakshin Gay. Shang J. I am so sorry about that. That is so wrong. Do you have nails done? Yeah, but that's been a long time for now though. Hello from Croatia, Josie. Whatever you believe is real. Okay? You think it's all about belief. Yo, it's 2026. 6-7, it's over. Oop. You're talking about depression? Yes, I'm talking about depression. What do you guys think? Is depression real or depression is not real? There's some people that are saying no. I want to know about the people that are saying no and the people that are saying yes. What is your story? What is your background? What happened? Hi, my name is Bobby and I'm from India. I'm from Canada. Nice to meet you. Shift to a more positive topics, perhaps. No, we need to talk about reality. We need to talk about reality. There's a lot of people in this generation that are very depressed. And sometimes just talking about it and feeling attached to a community and knowing about people's experience very helps. It's very, very helpful for people to know how they got out of those type of struggle. And there's some people that are depressive, but they don't have the chance to talk about it. And sometimes they are depressive and they don't even know that they are depressive till people come around them. So depression, I don't think is there to put people in a bad mood, but sometimes people just need to let it go. Talk a little bit. Distract them, help them to start doing things. Okay. And do you think it's easy to just snap out of it? I think people who says it's not real should be very thankful. That's all I see, but I think lifestyle choices can help them elevate it. Okay. That is true too. Toxic bonds, that is very true. Hey Jaden, how are you? Hey Sean. Hi everybody. Depression is real, but the fix is not what you think it is. Okay, so what do you think, Toto? TT, oh, some people are depressed and don't know it. That's the thing. My wife is, oh, I'm so sorry, my condolences. I'm so sorry about it. Focus on your mental health. That is why I'm talking about it, because people maybe they are depressed and they don't even know it. Someone one day has written a book and called it God's Depression. Huh? What do you mean about God's depression? Um, her retirement plan. She controls other minds smartly, and they believe what her saying. Oh, that is so sad. I really hope you're going to get out of it, get through it too. And how do you cope with all that? Do you have any idea of getting away and getting around that slowly and bit by bit? Depression is the state of zero, and in reality, nothing is zero. Everyone has something inside them which they can enjoy. That's the thing that people needs to know and understand, right? Recession brings on depression. Okay, that is the thing too. Um, res- yeah. Why are you depressed? I'm not. I'm just asking about people. Well, thanks. I'm all better. Are you sarcastic or you just for real? Me and my don't get along at all. Adulama. What do you mean? Greetings, Justice Crew. How are you? Hi, Millie. What's your name? Who is in your house? What do you do? Too many questions. Can't answer that. No, it depends how people cope with that. There's some people that just do not realize that they're depressed. Because, there is this type of habit, okay? People are going to hide it in culture. But there are some countries in Africa that the government is so bad that to get away of the reality, they like drinking. And to them, drinking is a healing for them. Drinking in bars, dancing, and having fun with friends, that is how they get around the stress that they're living every day, the stress that life is imposing on them. And people cope with depression in their own type of way. Like, there are a lot of communities that are depressed, but you cannot feel it, you cannot sense it, because why? They just start making life fun. But the thing is, like, as a kid, you just see your family like just having cultural and routines and whatsoever, and but when you get to be an adult, you understand more things in life, then you're like, shit. So my mom was going through this, my dad was going through this. Oh, this community is going through that. There are a lot of people that don't know that they're depressed, and they're living in such a, the lot that just, you know, I'm great. I'm perfectly blessed. Please, ma'am, Janai. Happy Saturday. Happy Sunday for y'all too. What's your name? My name is Queen. Depression comes from grieving the spirit within. The spirit becomes grieved due to a deficiency within. True. The answer is both. To a lot, depression is in everyday this to someone comes and goes. Then there is the ones who can't be depressed. Depressed is a mental state and some can block that part. Of course, and my point is that for those who can block it, they can help those who gets to those stages. I'm going to give you an example. There's this one big rapper in an African country that he lost his wife from cancer, but he thought that his wife beat cancer, and 2 days later he lost his dad. He lost his wife, thought that she fought cancer, but then he lost his wife. He lost his dad, and it was just barely a year that they were finally officially married, and they were dating for more than 15 years. They were trying to have kids. I don't know. You're just, sometimes you don't have it, but you just fall into it. Okay, sick first. Yeah, you're saying depression is not real. Only reason why people are depressed is because they do depressing things. Okay. So you need people to change their lifestyle to make them not depressed, right? If you choose to work out, keep being grateful and pushing on and really working on yourself and elevating, you won't be depressed. That it's that simple. Okay. So, what is your advice for somebody that does a 9 to 5 job, okay? That got into a situation that they didn't plan to get into, meaning that they're having about 2 or 3 kids, a wife, but it's not really the wife, that it's their spouse. But they would love to be married. They're stuck into an apartment. They're trying to make a living out of their jobs, and the only activity they can mostly do is going to work, getting home, trying to eat, make the kids eat, and then go back to work. And they cannot even really save because they're in debts and all that. You know, what could you tell them to reorientate their lives? Water is water. Depression is water. Water is depression is water. Water is water. Water is water. Water is the goat. Thank you, William. Because the main reason why this society is complaining a lot is about work. Most of the society are complaining about work. Wait, let us develop the subject. I want to hear you guys in the comment section. Okay, I'm going to write. Y'all can talk in the chat. Uh, okay. Uh, so I want to know, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? I want to have everybody's answer. I have this poll. I want y'all to vote. Realistically, they don't have to raise those kids. They could just give up on the kids and start living for themselves. That is so selfish. That is so selfish. What? You cannot plan kids. Society makes you believe that you can plan kids. You cannot plan kids. There are people that can. There are people, for example, that can have kids like she was unfertile. But all of a sudden, your genes is so strong that it went through. But she did everything to protect herself and all that. So you should tell adults to stop having sex. That is so unreal. You can tell adults not to have sex. If you don't want them to have kids, tell them no sex till you have money. So that's what we should tell. You see, you're saying what the F, right? That is how you sound. Telling a couple to give up their kids, that is how you sound. Tell adults to stop having sex. Because a kid is going to come in. And if you guys are thinking about abortion, that is murder. So make it make sense. Give up your kids. Why? You made them. They need you. They didn't ask nothing. They didn't ask you to get with your spouse. They didn't ask you for you to fornicate. You didn't have to, but you still did it, right? And now you're condemning a kid in that action. Why? That is unfair. Hello, how are you? I am Indian. I felt truth after talking to you. Thank you, Rinu. Why is that your nose can run and your feet smells when your nose doesn't have legs? Ugh, whatever. Sick first, you gotta understand that life is dynamic, not as planned and stats as you make it seem. Exactly. Human beings are not controllable. Human beings are not controllable, and you cannot control life. People can tell you that, oh, you can have a control or a grasp of your life. Anything can change last minute. So guys, my question, what gives depression? School, work, family, or relationship? Hi Prince Vegeta, how are you? I love you, I'm so cool. Nice to meet you. I'm always saying that because you brought the example of people being depressed because they need to provide for their kids. But that is a natural thing. That is a natural thing. You have to provide for your kids. You are the one who brought them in this life. They are the consequences to what you decide to do with your body. If you and your spouse decide to have sex, you should take in the consequences of the kids coming to this world and not be criminals. Because the best solution that they always propose you is crime. And that is not fair. That is not fair. Y'all should take your responsibilities. Y'all should face the consequences. You cannot just be laying around with every little girl and expecting no consequences. You're going to get something one day or the other. Thank you so much for the subs. They chose to have these kids, so they have no right to be depressed, like you say. Exactly. They chose to have these kids, right? They didn't plan to have these kids. And even if they had to plan, it didn't happen as they planned to because society made them believe that as soon as you finish school, you're going to be rich because you are going to have a stable 9 to 5 job. You're going to be able to live freely and peacefully. But that is BS because when you grow up, you finish your school, you finish your graduation, the time that you get a job, you're getting old, you want a family, you want to build something. They don't teach you how to be saving. Because normally, if school was there to help, we should be taught how to save by the age of 12 years old. Because from the age of 12 years old to the age of 18 years old, that is a big gap to save you enter in the adulthood. But no, they don't teach kids how to save. They teach them how to do other useless stuff. But is there a lot of parents that understand that? No. Why? They didn't get that education. Why? Because they follow society, they follow the norm. They want to be regulated. There needs to be someone that breaks the cycle. And from the moment all and each kid think that going to school and then after going to have a 9 to 5 job are going to make them rich by saving, because a lot of kids are thought that they will save and be rich by that. And by the time they get older, they realize that all that was BS. That is the thing too. You look like Tyler. Thank you. That is a compliment to me. Like and subscribe, everyone. Thank you for everybody that is pushing the live out. That's the thing. It's not only about the kids. It's also about the stress at work. There are a lot of immigrant families. For example, let me tell you something. There is this immigrant family that I had to help. They were coming from Africa. They'll come in a new country and new space, new dynamic, and new that. Now they're looking because they came into regulation and then they officially came, they did their programs, their training, and then they now get to the job. And at work, they get bullied. Parents are getting bullied at work. They're not kids. They're parents getting bullied at work. And the managers, all the personnel are not saying shit about that because they don't care. What is a parent going to go through? They never knew about bullying before. They didn't plan to get bullied at work. They need to work their ass off to get that work together, to get the money, because they have 4 kids to feed. They have their school fees to pay, and they still need to provide enough for their educations. They're going to tell you, oh, there's centers that can help you to cope with that, but nothing is changing because they don't care. So let's be realistic. I'm just giving you an example on many. Depression is controversial. Good morning, Chenga. School, okay. And I saw a lot of people saying school. Why is school depressed? Why does school gives you guys depression? I want everybody's answers. Why do school give y'all depression? Why do school give y'all depression? She does not look like Tyler. Whoever said it, it's a cap. Aw, okay. I couldn't choose, to be honest, because it runs deep. Really? Philly, I know that it's avoidable. Depression cannot happen to you if you're at peace with life, from working out, going to the gym, eating healthy, not worrying about what people think. And if you're all doing, there are many people that does that, but they're still depressed. There are a lot of rich millionaires that are doing everything you're saying, but they say that they're depressed. You're still seeking for something that you're not having. They have all the wealth, all the peace, all the money, all the power, all the influence, the best gyms, best site, best life, but they're still depressed. And there are many that discover that they're depressed, but they didn't know they were depressed. Because depression, I tell you, it hides in many forms. I want to change my vote relationship to work, bro. Some people are depressed but still go to the gym. Exactly. That is true. Okay, guys, I want your answer on school. Why do people think that school gives depression? Why do people think that gives depression? Why do people that think that work gives depression? Because those are the most votes I saw. Why school? Because school stifle the spirit. Okay. People who go to the gym are not depressed, I promise you. That's what you think. Depression is more complex than what you think. To be Mr. Sick first. Then you end up really not learning anything useful. Okay, wait, I think I'm missing comments. Because it's so much money, then you end up not. Okay. Don't give advice. Okay. School doesn't give advices. Okay. I love studying and learning and educating myself, but I really do not like school. Okay, I get it. There is a problem. Who? Okay. Fate heals from it. Okay. You think that is fake, that didn't help you? Okay. Work without playing. What do you mean work without playing? Today you're so beautiful. Thank you so much. What if you go to the gym, eat healthy, not worry about people thinks about your partner passing away, but your partner passes away? Exactly. Elijah has it. There's always going to be a thing. Click to subscribe. Thank you so much. There's always going to be a thing that is going to bother you in, in your inner side. Hi bang, hi bang bang. They need God, Lamo. It's God. They need Jesus. So that is according to your belief, right? It's all mental, my boy. Y'all are just soft off. So I wanted to ask you, what would you tell a person that had a relationship for 15 years and then he marries her, and the same year that he marries her, he lost his wife. 2 days later, he lost his father. Another day later, he lost his job. So how are you going to tell him he's soft? So if you have any imaginary friends, it's real? No. Are you saying that experience in school caused depression, or the academic side of school caused this depression? Need to be specific. Sir Brian, whatever way you can to help me answer that question, you choose. Tell me both sides, and I'm going to learn from what you know. I have a lot of people saying that they feel lie going to school. They feel that they waste their time. And if I give my stance on school, people are going to say I'm too dramatic. I'm telling people not to study. I'm not against school. I love school. I wasn't a bad student at school, but I would say they give us the school that fits society. There's a certain type of classes in society, and the certain amount of money and power that you have gives you the best or worst access to school. And what you're studying in school is to build you to be either a worker, either being a manager, either being an owner, either being yourself boss or whatever. So there are many type of school and many ways and branches in school. There are people that can learn into being a doctor in a public school and in a private school. Private school are always going to be favorite. And even in the private school, those who are from richer families that are from high hierarchy, there's some jobs that they will never ever have. And there's some people that are in another class of families that they are just going to own the whole business thing. So people are sent to school according to their social classes. Your kids, I was listening. I don't know why, I was just being curious. And I learned that people that are from rich families, they go to school from 9 a.m. The earliest is like 6, 7 a.m. to 12 every day. And then from 12 to the rest of the day, they go to do physical activities and having fun and just chilling and doing relaxed things. But they do not study more than 4 to 5 hours. Their maximum time of study is maximum 5 hours, and that is their longest days is 5 hours. But if not, it's 3 to 4 hours each day, and they don't go to school every day of the week too, and they're having a good life. They're not butter stressed about school, and the exams are like kind of pre-known and stuff like that. Just to let you guys know about school. School have many levels, so according to your social status, they're going to teach you what they want you to know. I'm answering his question with a question. How many how many how come animals aren't depressed? I would say animals get depressed when you see the zoos. When you see the zoo, like the zoos, the attractional parks and stuff like that, animals get depressed about that. I feel that pets, there's some pets that get depressed according to their zone and way where they live and stuff like that. Because wild animals in general, they cannot get depressed if they're in their natural era. But when they're getting out of their zone, then they get depressed. It's the same thing like human beings. Human beings were created in a world that everything was free, but society was created. Civilization was created. Boundaries, restrictions, and then later on, phones were created. So that is what brought all that depression. Because normally you just go on a tree and you just take a mango because you're hungry and you don't owe it to nobody but the nature. You owe your mango to the nature, and the nature needs you what? you need to do things right with everybody. You need to share with everybody. You need to, but no. Now we need to take from the nature and we sell it, and then we create crazy things, and then yeah. At least 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of school, like 6 hours of study at home. All those 22 hours, a whole day is 24 hours. The fuck am I supposed to do with 2 spare hours? Yo, that is insane. And do you know what pisses me off with school? What pisses me off with school is a sad reality that they don't tell you. You're wasting and you're giving up 25 years of your lifetime. And you have those rich kids that are owners since they're babies. You have those rich kids that are owners since they're 12 years old, 13 years old, 15 years old, 18 years old. And when you get to the university, they don't even teach you how to save money. They don't teach you how to make money. And when you take business courses, you do not even learn how to be rich. I'm talking about school educational business courses. They're going to give you a diploma, they're going to give you approval, but you do not learn shit. You need to build contacts to be able to get to where you want to get it. Hi, Selma. Sick first, you don't even know. What is the difference of you knowing if my hair is real if we're talking about? Okay, so they do get depressed then. Y'all are talking about get depressed over school and work, all that. Like, you're so soft as fuck. Grow the fuck up. It's easy to say. It's easy to say. Me, I don't know. I would never judge people by what they went through or studied, but I understand people that goes through a lot for studying. I have a problem. I have a question for you, Sig, first. I have a question for you, Sig, first. Have you ever asked about it goes about studying to be a doctor? Let's start with a doctor. Have you ever asked how it goes to study to be a doctor? Just for a doctor. I'm not saying that you're wrong. Have you ever studied to be a doctor? I'm not saying to applaud depression, to normalize depression. I'm talking about acknowledging depression and trying to help the others. There is a way. No, I'm not asking you. I said, have you ever checked out on it? Have you ever checked out on it? If you check out on it, let me tell you something. For example, somebody that is studying to be a doctor, just to get into that field is very complicated. You need to go through the basic stuff and stuff like that. Then you get to be 18 years old and stuff. When you get to the level of getting into uni, right? The university gets stressful and stressfuler. And then there's a certain type of grades you need to reach. And the thing about that is like, you can, in doctors, there are like 1,000 of people per school that are trying to be doctors. Those who are going to be approved in those 1,000 into many schools that are going to take, they're going to approve maybe like, let's say 2,000 out of 10,000 kids that study hard and work their ass off to get to that big university. And then when they get to that big university, the number of approval for doctors gets low to about 100. Imagine going to 10,000 kids dreaming to be doctors, for the approval rate to be to 2,000 kids, and then for them to become a doctor. Yeah, you're saying the fuck. You need to cultivate yourself to know why are these kids depressed. You need to understand. They're going to accept on 2,000 people 100, and those who are going to get to the end goal is going to be maybe 30. So why is the point to debate with you? Why do you insult people? Why do you ridiculize people and you're not listening to the debate? We're trying to discuss. We're adults. That's the thing. Nobody's perfect, but I'm just explaining you people's reality and that make them get to that point. That's the thing. Yeah, but mocking people that are depressed and talking about God doesn't go together. The point here, I know the same Jesus, but I'm not shaming or just mocking people going through hard stuff. I'm trying to talk about it, and then later we find solutions, and then that you're just mocking them and telling them whatever you feel like saying. I'm not getting sensitive, I'm getting conversational. A dialogue, from what I learned, is that two people interacting. And if one is more focused on what he wants people to hear about him, that is not a dialogue, that is a monologue. And you're doing a selfish talking. And for people to be able to answer and dialogue with you, you need to exchange and listen. You're not listening. You don't care. You just say what you have to say, offend people, and hide behind your emotions and be like, oh my God, you're so sensitive. But you're the sensitive one here. You're reflecting and pushing your defaults on people. You don't want to talk, but you feel offended because we get you. Y'all are going to tough up then. If you're just trying to be disrespectful, I can just get you out. Because you're just acting like a kid. We want to have a conversation with an adult, not a kid that just wants to bully people and just think he's funny and he's more tougher. That is called insecurity, what you're doing. You're insecure and you don't feel enough of yourself. You want approval, you want to show people that you're tough, but it's not that. Anyways. Anyways. Sick. The next time you see a school bus, I want you to hop in it and go to school in education. He needs a lot than education. He needs way more than that. I don't know. And I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. People that are actually hurt and going through a lot likes to push it on people like that. That is how toxic relationships start. That is how toxic relationships start. When they see mostly manipulative people and toxic people, when they see that you have a soft spot, they're going to use it, press on it, and try to turn it against you. And try to make you go and feel like the crazy one and sensitive one. If you fall for it, you're done for. It's not a bad thing, and you're not softest and you're not sensitive people about to talk about what you guys go through. Because y'all do not get it, but having a community heals. Having a community heals. Sometimes you're going to be in your worst day, and then you just come on YouTube. You already have a fam on YouTube. You're just there talking. You're very pissed, and you do not want to tell nobody about what you're going through. You don't want people to know what you're going through. And then you're just going to come on TikTok and just troll around and stuff like that. And you're going to fall on somebody that is just going to tell you something deep. You're going to be like, damn, that one I felt that. And just right there, all your frustration is gone. Because you just learned something new. You just felt something different. You just understood something. And sometimes, you know what is crazy? A lot of people, there are a lot of people that are depressed, that think that they're in the worst situation ever, till they get into a community and they hear somebody else's story and they're like, shit. Okay, I thank God for my life right now. I thank God for what I'm going through. I didn't know that my situation compared to this person was nothing. And then you are going to be the more mature one to try to help the person that is going through worse than you. And it's going to toughen you up. And you're going to understand that in life, there are hard moments, but you need to tough up because this other person is still standing after the worst thing he told you. It's not that yours is not important. It's just that in life, you're always going to realize that somebody is living worse than you. That's the thing. Also, something that y'all need to understand is that, for example, let me tell you something. And let's be real. When you were uh when you were younger, when you were just a kid, your only problem with your parents is about candy. You want to eat candies. Then when you grow up, you're a teenager, your only problem is that you want to go out and party and be cool. That's what you want. You want the next Nikes that are coming out and stuff like that. When you get to be an adult, you want your own home. You want to be an adult. You want to live your own life. You want to start working and showing your parents that you have money, but you're working since you're a teenager, right? And you're using your money to have your fun. But when you get to be the adult, then you're there like, shit. So my parents were in all this BS and I need to come and live in that. And then next thing you know, you're a parent too. Next thing you know, you're a parent too, and you're like, damn, these kids are tough to raise. Damn, my mom was right. Damn, my dad is right. Now you're calling them to ask them, what do I do here? What do I do here? What do I do here? You get it? That's the thing too. You look like 100 mil America women race champion. Is that a compliment though? Depression is real, but don't dwell on it. Stand up, be strong, pray God did. Yeah, for sure. I'm 100% with prayer. I'm 100% with believing in God. I'm 100% going after more things and keep pushing in life. But people need to know that talking and having a community that is understanding is the best thing ever because it can heal you indirectly. Namaste, Queen. Love from India. Namaste, Surface. It's a bad thing. What is a bad thing? Are you still here? XBet before. While you're trying to argue, also sick. We are having a debate. Yeah, there are people that doesn't know how to debate. I'm a mug, half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend. People are funny. You're a beautiful lady. Thank you, Eshan. Thank you so much. I might have a streak going on your live, Lo. What do you mean? Bro, you're ignoring. Hi, the bro. I didn't see. I'm not ignoring you. I'm sorry. There are many people that are coming in. I'm trying to say hi. By the time that I try to read the comments and try to catch up with what I'm saying, by that time new people are going to come in, and then I'm going to miss some comments, and then people are going to think that I'm ignoring them. So I'm sorry. Like going on his live every day. Who? This is the third time I've seen you appear on my live page. Coincidence, sure, lol, but you make me smile. Oh, thank you so much, Dylan. Nigerian accent. I have every type of accent. I can take any type of accent. You have a pretty hair. Thank you so much. Like if you went on live every day for 5 days, that is a 5 day streak. Oh, really? I didn't know. How do you try to get body depression to go away? What do you mean by body depression? Can you make it clap? Have you heard about Rainwall? No. You're going already? The bruv. What is your name? Kansara. You're going already. You look like Melissa Jefferson Wooden. Oh, thank you so much. Like, I don't like my body. No, you should love your body. You should love your body, and you should never not appreciate what you got naturally, but you can improve what you already have. Look at your person or your dream body. You fix yourself an objective, like you fix yourself a plan, and you work on it slowly. Slowly, with you're going to have the body that you're looking for. But what I would tell you is that it's better to go to the gym and work on your body and get the what you want than going to get surgery. Surgery is the worst. You should avoid it. Avoid surgery. Hello, NX World. Avoid body surgery. It's the worst. You never know what can happen there. But going to the gym, working little by little to work on your body and have the body that you need, No problem. It's my pleasure. But first of all, you need to love your body, embrace your body, but you can think to, upgrade it. Because me, I love my body right now that I'm having, but sometimes when I want to look more skinnier, I go and I change a little bit my diet, what I'm eating, just a little bit, not too much. I don't go aggressive on my body because I know how petty my body is. And I started doing exercises that I love doing, that I don't feel forced. I can decide to go and eat ice cream, but I'm going to choose my favorite ice cream store. But what is going to happen is that my favorite ice cream store, I'm going to walk there. And the fact that I have to work there, I'm doing exercises without my brain realizing because I'm just thinking about going to get my ice cream. Second part is that I would make sure it's at least minimum an hour walk to my ice cream store, because by the time I get my ice cream and I'm eating to get back home, it's already 2 hours of exercise that I did without realizing. You see, and my body is going to be happy when I'm going to be having my ice cream in my body. And by the time that I get home, I'm like, "Ooh, okay." You don't feel it, but you enjoy it. You can always improve people. I always athletic from a young age, but trust me, diet and gym and just eating non-processed food and eating for your body, not eating out boredom. Yeah, not eating processed. Hi, Paige. Not eating like processed food is the best thing you could ever do. That is the best thing you could, like home food. I always tell guys home food is the best. Home food is the best. Even if you don't know how to cook, try learning. Home food is the best ever. You can cook in big quantity and you have it for the week and stuff like that. How are you, Paige? How is everything? Do you know how to cook? When I want to, I know, but when I don't, it depends on my mood. I'm not a fan of cooking, but after 3 days eating my own food, I'm like, damn. It tastes good, so I want it again. Junk food are the foods that are really bad for our body. I'm doing great. Okay, so guys, we're done with the kind of depression. I wanted to talk about something very important. Uh, mm, I wanted to talk about something. I had a question, but I just forgot. I'm great. How about you? I made fufu today. If anybody cares, lol. Of course we do care. Fufu with which ingredient on the side? Okay, let's go about this one. That is my question. Is lying bad? Is lying bad? Why is lying bad? Why is lying bad? Okay, so I have a question for y'all. Have you ever lied? Have you ever lied? Hey, Apenji, have you ever lied? No? You never lied in all your whole life? You are always saying the truth from morning to evening? From morning to evening, y'all were always saying the truth. If I tell you the truth, always go. Always you will always live an authentic life. You will be living out situation you are meant to be in or a part of. Also, lastly and mostly important, lying is a sin. Okay. Those who are saying that lying is not bad, why do y'all think that lying is not bad? And for those who are saying that lying is bad, yes, lying is bad. Why do y'all think that is bad? Lying is a major sin. Not only does it lead towards a world without trust, but it always limits how strong a relationship can go. When lying, not only you're being disingenuous with others, you're also putting falseness and deficiency within yourself. Okay. Okay, and okay, that is a good answer. Okay, let's see how good you guys are at this. Let's see how you'll. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Let's see how good y'all are good at this. But y'all were saying lying is bad. Y'all just said that lying was bad. Y'all weren't talking to me about sin and all that. Hello? Hello? You guys were saying that lying is bad? You stole me from the pot? Like me? Weren't you all saying that lying was bad? Damn! So y'all a bunch of liars. Hmm? So y'all are a bunch of liars. So y'all lie to your parents, but y'all know that lying is bad? Y'all should feel guilty about this. I'm writing down your names. What is your name? Phil, I'm going to tell mommy and daddy. Who is else? Who else said yes here? I lie all the time. Oh, I do feel guilty. Dylan, I'm writing your name out. Yeah. Congrats for your 6K subscribers. Okay, okay. I have a question for you. Okay, let me ask the question. Let me see. I hope y'all are ready for this. I hope y'all are ready for this. Y'all know me. I'm very tricky with my questions. Y'all know me very well. I won't miss y'all. Y'all know that. I'm going to come for y'all. Are y'all ready? I'm coming for y'all. Let's make this live stream fun. Let's make this live stream fun. I'm listening. So what's up? No, I don't have a boyfriend. I'm somewhere in Canada. I'm not married. Thank you so much. Welcome, guys. So, guys, I'm listening. Wait a minute. Who said cheat? Oh, y'all mainly voted to cheat? Damn. That is awful. Don't you're But you need to choose an option. Do you have a crush? No, I don't. You look like the girl who loved down the street from me. Huh? You suck. Aww. Where are you? Where are you? There I am from my heart. You have the heart. I am traveler, your destination. Ugh. Monique. Me? I'm Monique. My ex gonna. Whoa, that is harsh, Philly, that is a little bit too harsh. Come on. You're talking about peace, love, goodness. Hey, I'm great, she did. My ex is none of my business. Come on, guys. Y'all need to choose something. Save from what? Need more context. That is just that. Giving more context is going to give you all more excuses. She just needs saving. Hi, Phil. What did you do for Christmas? Absolutely nothing. It was very boring. Cheat only to save your family. Oop. Cheating is wrong, lying is wrong. Of course it is. Yeah, I'm having a blessed day, Les. Stay blessed too, amen. I can't do either. My queen, how are you? I'm great. How about you, one arm? Jesus is God, amen. Hi, Raven. Hi, Colton. Do you like frogs? No, sorry. Take from Daria. Now she's gonna put. Y'all is so bad. Y'all are being so bad right now. Y'all are being so bad right now. I had this question. Okay, doing polls are fun. Doing polls are fun, but I have a bigger question. Y'all are going to love this, but yeah. Let's go. What do women need in this gen? Love, money, education, or therapy? Hi, Dexter. Why education? Why does women need education? Therapy? What does that mean? These mean. They need sense. Swati, why are you being impolite? It is today is not about men. Today is about women. I told you there's going to be days about men. There's going to be days about women. Today is about women. I want to hear what men have to think. We cannot only go on men all the time. We need to also listen to what they think. But wait a minute. Why is nobody choosing love or money? Like, what? Why is every man rushing on women need therapy? I'm not okay with this. Why do men think that women need therapy? That is the discrimination. Women never take accountability. About what? Tell me more. If I ask for a subscriber, I know you're going to skip me. You chose love? Why do you think women choose love? For men that are saying therapy and education, why? Too emotional? Isn't it normal for women to be emotional? Aren't we wired to be emotional? What are we supposed to do? Cut off our feminine part? Wait, I have a question for men. Like, how do you expect a woman to be feminine without her feminism? Because part of, like, what makes a woman is her emotions, her sensitivity. So how do you guys want her to be a woman if she's not able to be a woman? You guys want to cut off that part. Because y'all are complaining about the independent extreme feminist women that are acting too boldly, too manly, that are literally emotionless, kind of. But the minority doesn't defy the majority, Swati. The minority doesn't define the majority. Most women are sensitive. Most women are emotional. There's a little group of women that are trying to be less emotional. There are some women, a little part, that are trying to not be emotional at all, and that is a masculine trait. No, feminism and extreme feminism is different. Extreme feminism is masculine. Feminism is denouncing inequalities and unfairness about women in the society. Feminism is denouncing things that are very unfair about how women are being unfairly treated by men. Extreme feminism, they're literally masculine. And I will never vouch for them, and I will never stand with them. Because at the end of the day, what makes a woman a feminine woman, a woman, is her feelings, is her emotions. Masculine traits is true. The men are not lying. Extreme feminism think that they are better than men and they do not need men. And my problem with extremist feminism is that most women don't know what it's about. What is it about? Most women don't know. Wait, Swati, I have a question for you. Swati, I have a question for you. Swati, I have a question for you. Be honest. Be honest for you're all ears. Okay. There is a war that is coming between Putin and America if ever Trump decides to get Greenland. Will you volunteer to go to war instead of another man on your place? Would you volunteer to go to war? That is my first question. I have a lot of questions for you. Will you volunteer to go to war? To be deployed to go and fight? And you know what you have to do there. You see, that doesn't exist in the army for men. Men is not there to know that who, what. They are in the army to protect their country, not to know the cause of the reasons. Because when you're in the army, they will not explain you shit. They're not there for that. They're there to deploy you to go and do the work. That was the first question. To show you that it's about emotions. You want to pick and choose with your emotions. That is what you're doing right now. And that is a feminine trait. And it's not bad. The second thing, but it's bad for war, but it's not bad for a woman. Second thing, Swati, if a man tells you to take his job and be cleaning, you know, like how do you call that? You know the streets, you know the tunnels under the streets. How do we call that? I forgot the name in English. Can somebody help me with the names? But like under the streets. Street sweeper. not on under the streets. You know, like when you get into, you know, that hole that you can get, there's all the trash inside the, yeah, the tunnels. There's the tunnels with all the trash, the water, disgusting type stuff, like men normally cleans down there. Yeah, actually, would you be okay with going and cleaning the tunnels? There is a lot of proofs. There's a lot of proofs, and more than a lot. Not only, not about the subways, but there are the tunnels that men are cleaning, and it's very disgusting. And that's why most men clean it. And I saw men cleaning in the tunnels, and it's very, very disgusting the way they have to spray water wash them. Would you be able to do that, Swati? Cleaning the tunnels? No, I'm asking her because she wants equal rights. She's saying that that's what feminism is fighting for. Because if you want equal rights, you need to do equal jobs. But you know, most women won't do it because they see it's too disgusting. Would you be able to go and clean the sea? Would you be able to go and work under the sea, like to build the bridges and stuff like that? All the most dangerous work, women do not want to do it. But they want equal salary, equal rights with men. And let's be honest, they wouldn't be ready to do half of the jobs that men do. Even in constructions, there's some works that women will never accept or agree to do it. Because if you want equal rights, you need to have equal rights in everything. There are many jobs that men would want women to come into that, but women would never accept that. Because there's a difference. There's a very difference. If you want equal rights, you need to have equal rights everywhere. Yeah, but you need to go into those fields too. You cannot just stay stuck on one field or two field to base yourself and your statistics for equal rights. You need to go in their fields too. Y'all stay on the basic fields to complain about equal rights, but you need to go in every main field. I don't know if you know about the women land. Women land, I look into the women land, they didn't build nothing. They didn't build nothing on that land. They're living mainly outside. They have a few homes that were built back in the days. They can renovate a little bit, but they didn't build a city. They didn't build nothing. They didn't renovate nothing. I saw the women land. It's because women are not getting into the hard works that men go through. I'm not excusing in certain works how men treat women, but I'm saying if you guys want equal rights in everything, there are in some fields that women should try going. I told you, would you go to war? You said it would depend on the reason. You cannot depend on the reason. When when the army is deploying you, they're not asking you for your morality or something. I've talked to soldiers that had to do cruel things, but it was to save the country. They couldn't do against it. They couldn't do behind it. They went through crazy things in war. That's the thing. And we should accept that women are too emotional to face certain realities. They would take the wrong decisions because of their emotions. That is sad, but that is true. It is really sad, but that is true. Dominoes, go back to work. Your place is not here. Go back to work. Go back to work. You are saying that you're not emotional, but everything I just said shows 100% that you are too emotional to be able to ask equal rights with a man. There's some decision that you won't be able to do because you're too emotional for that. Thank you so much, Brian. But that is the truth. You're too emotional for that. Bye. Okay, Ivan, bye bye. Yes, I'm single. It's a thing to do with emotions. Why would you ask your superior, like, why is the reason that you guys are sending me to war? You cannot ask your superiors, like, why are you sending me to war? No. They need you for the country. You need to go and do your job. It's your job. You're not here to ask questions. You're here to protect the country. Either they're in a wrong part or a good part, you're supposed to go to war. That's the thing, because you cannot discuss about the truth. You say I'm too emotional, but now when I talk about realistic things, now I'm misogyny. Because I'm talking about truth. There's some things that we need to be fair about, and there's some things that we shouldn't be unfair about. There's some things that I'm like, okay, girl, I'm with you on all the way these things. But there's some things that I cannot be with you because it doesn't make sense. That's the thing. There are many things. There are in many things that women use men, but they won't admit that they cannot have equal rights. Men will the mechanics too. What do you mean? What do you mean by that, Swati? Swati, just accept and stop fighting it. What other women are trying to tell you. I'm not putting you down. I'm talking to you about reality. And if you cannot accept reality, I cannot be with you and act fake with you. That is how I am. I'm not a fake person. I'm a straight up person. I'm not trying to gaslight men, and I'm not trying to gaslight women. I talk about facts and reality. When I want to come at men, I come at men for things that they're wrong for. And when I want to come at women, I come at women for things that they're wrong for. And I told you right away, there's a difference between an independent woman and a extreme independent woman. Extreme feminism and feminism is two different things. That's what I'm trying to explain you. You don't know the difference between extreme feminism and feminism. And most women these days, they fight for rights that they do not even understand. They're fighting for things that they don't even know what they're fighting for. Because if you know the truth behind extreme feminism, you wouldn't be an extreme feminism. You wouldn't even want to be a feminism at the start. Because I'm pro independent woman, I'm not pro extreme independent woman. I believe a woman needs to get a job. A woman shouldn't count only on her man's money. I believe a woman should save, should try to think about projects, to have plans. I believe women should be paid at their just values, not paid less because they're women. But I do not believe that women do not need men. I do not believe that women are better than men. I do not believe that we can live in a society without men. There are many things that I do not believe and I do not fight for. And I don't fight. Extreme feminism fight for crimes. I do not fight for crimes. Abortion is a crime. And a lot of extreme feminism fight for that, because they do not want to take accountability of the consequences of what they're doing with their body. Having your body, it's body, women's body is gold. You cannot waste your body. You cannot waste it around. The free Diddy guy, bye. Bye bye. Thug life, bye too. I don't need kids in my channel. I want debate. I'm not saying that men don't need women. I said that yesterday. I said that yesterday that men do need women too. They do need women. But I'm not okay. Yesterday I was complaining. I don't know if Squatty you were here, but yesterday I was complaining to men about seeing women as objects. Because there's a lot of men these days that think that wealth make them see women like objects. I talk about what is wrong on both sides. I talk about what is wrong on both sides. New question, please. Because when you tell the truth to a woman, she's always going to say, why are you down putting women? Why are you shaming women? No, I'm just being real. I cannot be somebody fake. I cannot trash talk on a man and then tomorrow I'm going to call the cops, who are most of the time police officers, most of the time men, that are going to intervene in big situations. Most of the time that police women came and helped me, it was for like lame reasons. When it was for the bigger reasons, they were never on the field. You would see them, they were shaking in the car in dangerous situation. They were shaking, they were scared, they had to call backup to come and help them to do their jobs. Wait, what did Wolfgang say? I wasn't reading because I was talking. You're happy you got your point across, Wadi. Feed ego enough, okay? Lol, end of an argument. I didn't read, I'm sorry. You don't need to be rude, huh? I see here, shut up already. She has a right to say her opinions and talk. And what I want to say, men, I'm not getting against women, or I'm not getting against men or something. It's just that there's some unfairness that is on both sides. And the fact that those unfairness exist, it creates war. That makes the most women on this generation more promiscuous, and most men, they're either, men are more either feminine, or they're like just bullies. It's not even misogynies, they're just bullies, because they're living into insecurities. There's some women that, Sweaty, I don't know in which range you are, but like I see women that are in their 40s, I see women that are in their 50s that are fighting with younger women because they know that are not in their primes, and they would give like really crooked or wrong advices to the young female generations. Oh girl, you need to live your life, you just get out, just have a one time, just do. They're making these young women, because they're in their primes, going into toxic relationship, having toxic attitudes, having bad character and stuff like that, that disqualify them to get married because they're jealous and they want the guys that they have the opportunity because they pass their prime. And there's a lot of women that don't talk about those type of women, that they're so frustrated because they missed their shot and their prime is over. They want to ruin for the younger generations. We do not talk about that, because women are going to try to be hypocrite with themselves and say, no, we want the best. Why do you see a lot of friends these days, female friends, crossing each other? It's your boyfriend, you're going to tell him. It's your husband, you're going to tell her, and then she's going to cross you over. She wants your relationship, she won't tell you. Every mistake you're going to do, she's going to encourage you. She is going to encourage you in those mistakes. And then when you lose that man, next thing you know, she's with him. And you're going to see the older women's. You're going to see the older women's always saying like, oh no, these girls these days, they like to stay in this. You need to act like this. Women, this. They're fighting for the wrong things, and most young women are blinded by that. Most young women are blinded by the false thing that those older women are pushing, because they're frustrated because they didn't have a partner, they didn't have somebody. When they were younger, they wouldn't listen to their moms, they wouldn't listen in life, or they grew up without no father, or they grew up with a mother that wasn't in the straight life, or that didn't love them enough. So they want to put all their anger on the younger generation of women and pushing them into doing things that will not help them. And you are going to see those older women with you clapping, girl, yeah, this. And when you're getting old and nobody wants you and you're finishing your life alone crying in your house, that's what they wanted. That's the problem of a debate. The purpose of a debate is to push a better society. If not, debates would be useless and ruthless. My name is Queen. No, the problem with this society is that people like to live in blinded realities. They do not like the truth. Like, I feel like this new gen is allergic to the truth. And the old gen is using the truth against the new gen. Living your life how you want is not a solution. Living your life smartly, it is a solution. No, Sweaty, that's what they make you believe. They force themselves to believe that they're happy single. I am telling you, Sweaty, not every women are made to get married. Married is not ultimate goal. It's not forced to be. Thank you so much, Dako. It's not forced for women to get married. It's not a must for you as a woman to get married. But what I want to tell you, there's a lot of women that are miserable. They don't want to say it, but they are. And their misery, how are they going to show it? Is by encouraging the younger girls to do bad things for them to feel and be in a situation like them when they get to their age. Because they know they ruin their youth. I've sitting with women that ruined their youth, that were trying to ruin mine, and they would down and shame me because I had more values, I was more intelligent, more reflected, and I wasn't ready to just ruin every of my cards like that. They did it wrong. They wanted me to be wrong too. But I didn't fumble it at all. Do you know how hard it was for my generation to stay a virgin? You're just 12 years old. All the 12 years old around you are getting pushed to stop being virgins by the girls that are 18 years old, 19 years old already. Clapping them. Oh, no, you don't need to be a virgin no more. It's a trend. It's your body. Da, 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 da. That is how they're going to push you and tell you, no, no, it's cool. And now when you get to your prime time, those 40, 45, 50 are going to tell you, girl, just live your life. Stop stressing your life. They don't tell you or teach you nothing. I respect all the old ladies that were teaching me, like, little girl, you need to get yourself a job. Don't run into a man's arms just like that. Ask advice to your dad. Ask advice to your uncle whenever you meet a new man. Be smart enough about this. This is what men like, this is what men don't like. They would tell me the truth. And when I see a woman that is pushing me into bullshit, I would see it right away. Asking advices to older men is also a thing. And I would ask advices to married people to be able to understand the difference between a single person and a married person. I will ask to the married couples that were together more than 30 years, 20 years, 25 years, 40 years. You educate yourself about relationship. Don't listen to those girls that tells you their story. Yes, I'm a single wife because I got beaten up by my man. He was cheating on me. He thought he could talk to me anyhow. And then I answer him back, hello. There are these women that are very dangerous. They were the problem. They were the problem in the relationship, but they won't tell you that. They were very disrespectful to their husbands, and they did everything to push him to the edge before he starts hitting on her. And there's some women that loves getting hit. Thank you so much for all the compliments. But that is what this feminism is pushing into your head. That's what I'm telling you. Talk to married couples. Talk to married couples. Talk to a lot of them. Ask them questions. How did it work? What did you do? How do you treat your woman? How do I know a man loves a woman? How do I? It's not that you're seeking for a relationship, you're seeking for knowledge, for you to be prepared for if ever you find yourself into a relationship. Thank you so much, Rosemary. You need to ask questions to people that made it through a marriage. People that their relationship went wrong, that is a lesson for you. But that is not an example for you. Example is success. Lessons are failures. That's what I always tell to people around me. If you want to learn on the lessons and take examples on the success. They want women to look for money to the point that they're getting even worse than depressed. They're feeling lonely and getting into those emotional traumas that to the point that they don't even know how to be feminine anymore. And most of women that tells you, no, it's better to be single, relationships are toxic. You never know. You're going to fall on this perfect man, but you will not even see it, that he's the one for you. And what you are going to be the problem to this man. And you are going to flip the story around saying that he was the problem. And that is my problem with this BS of this extremist feminism thing. They're not fighting for the right things. Because as a feminine woman, I know for which rights I'm fighting for. A lot of women don't know what they're fighting for. And they're fighting for BS. And getting their situation into the worst situations ever. Even men sometimes are scared to approach women because they don't even know what they're going to do at this point, how they're going to react. Which one is best out of Game of Thrones or Stranger Things? We're going to talk about movies another time. But I don't know. Honestly. There are two different ones. I love both. It's very hard to choose. God bless. Thank you, Marcus. But I don't know, Swati. I'm just telling you reality. There's not a lot of women real coaching. There's a lot of lack in real women coaching. Not every woman is made to be married. That is a fact. But not every woman should be single. Do you even know how feminism started? Do you know the reality of feminism? Do you know who were the first feminist women ever? They were depressed people that had problems, that were going to a lot of bull crap, that was hated by everybody. They weren't the most attractive, and they were in crazy stuff. Those were the real feminists, because there was so much hate, because they would see their mate getting married but not them. There are a lot of women that are getting kids and they're mistreating their kids. There are a lot of women that are getting into relationship and they're traumatizing the husband. They're really mean to them. You don't even know what the real goal was. The real feminism is not what people sell to y'all. The real feminism don't want kids because they couldn't have kids. And society run with the feminism thing because it was giving them money. More single women gives more money to society. Because women naturally are spenders. They're not savers. And plus, having a kid, that is big spending, big time. And women are emotional. And we get to realize it because of our kids' decisions. When your kid gets into gangs, you understand that you had a problem. You were effed up. When your daughters get to sell their body for cheap money, they don't want to work, they don't want to have a reasonable work, they're proud to have sugar daddies from left to right, you know there was a problem somewhere. The problem is that she is a woman, nothing more. What are you what are you talking about? You're not making sense, Rock. What is the problem here? What is the problem discussing here? We're talking about like women in general. Because me, I'm denouncing about the older generations of women that are feeding this bull crap in the younger generations to push them to be promiscuous because they're eager, they're frustrated because they didn't make it. Things went wrong for them, things went sideways for them to realize it was too late. They didn't have chance in the society anymore. They couldn't get those men anymore. Wait, Sweaty, I have a question for you. I don't know if you're still in here. I have a question for you. I have a situation and I have a question for you. I was working at work and I was talking with the girls, right? They were chit-chapping about their lifestyle, going and sleeping around and stuff. And one of the girls, she's now 35 years old, and she's saying that when she was 20, she had this boyfriend that would bring her to Paris, bring her to Brazil, pay her bills, pay her rent, pay her everything she needed, treated her like a princess. He wouldn't like her cooking too much, so he would cook for most of the time. He wanted to marry her. And do you know why she said no? Because he was too short. And now, 10 years later, she was crying about it and regretting it because since him, she never found a better man. And since then, that's the real reason behind she started saying that men are shit. And guess what? She was telling to her younger friend that was at that time 24 years old to sleep around with men. She's 31. She messed up her chance with the man that actually loved her, that really cared for her, that was taking care of her, that wanted to marry her. He didn't have any problems of anger issues. He never laid her hands on her. He never disrespected her. He was very, very polite. He was the perfect man, and she said it. But she was telling her 24 years old friend at the age of 31 that no, you should sleep around, men are shit. Da, 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 da. But when she thought about that story, I remember that and I knew that that's what made her F up. And look at her 24 years old friend. So, seeing her listening to this type of bullshit because she ruined her chances. And she's encouraging her to have sugar daddies. Sleeping around, messing around because she messed up. So did you ever find a better man? It's not me. It's that woman. It's not me. It's that woman who messed up her chance. Is that woman who messed up her chance. Like it's not my story. It's a girl. Like I was sitting on the table with those girls and I was listening to their stories. And it was scary. I have another story for you, Swati, if you think that I'm doing too much on women. There was on this table too, the woman that was 40 years old. She was making money. When I tell you she was making money, she's an artist. She's just her hands are blessed. And she used to work in jewelry and golds, and she would do handmade herself. And she would generate in less than a week more than $20,000 just with her hands. She would make money on her own time. But she stopped because she didn't feel like doing it anymore. But she's doing a 9 to 5 job and sitting her ass and complaining about the work every day. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? What is the logic into that? Swati, like, be for real. Look at that. Those are our models. And let me give you another example. There's a story of this other woman. Wait, let me make a poem. Okay, I'm just going to do this poll. I know it's going to piss off some women, but it's to know. So, I can ask, can I ask a controversial question? Yeah, ask it. Okay, bye. I want to talk with people that are thinking. Why did I walk in on hi, Yozora? We're just scrolling, to be honest. Yeah, you know, you're welcome. You're very welcome here. I'm just talking about women. What are your thoughts on capital punishment? What do you mean capital punishment? This is actually the problem we're having most ladies today. You can imagine that kind of thing after messing her life up, herself up. She's trying to influence younger generation because of her selfishness. That is what I'm talking about, and that is what I'm denouncing. This ooh. I'm not ready to talk about that subject. Let me learn more about YouTube and then we can talk about that. Thank you so much, Apagani. Hi, Candy. So, I'm denouncing these women's because it's crazy. The advices that they have their guts to tell to the younger generations. And I'm just trying to be a better model for the generation of the younger women for them to know where to put their legs and how to deal with this society. Because they do not see it, but I do see it. Let me tell you another story of another woman that I sat on the table with and I was talking with her. And this was the craziest and scary thing ever I heard. And she freaked me out since that day. So I was talking to a woman and she wanted to be a foster care. She wanted to be a foster care, okay? She wanted to be a foster care. Listen to that properly. She hates kids. She wanted to be, and she's studying. No, she's not wanted. She's studying to be a foster care. She hates kids. She hates kids. She is bipolar. She has mixed sexualities. She's super depressed. She sees a psychologue. She doesn't really like working. And she's not sure about her life or whatever is going on. People annoy her, society annoys her, but she wants to be a foster care. What do you think about that? How do you see that, guys? That is insane to me. Yeah, you can be on meds. You can be on meds. Yeah, she is on meds too. But why would and she's passing her tests. Like she's a very smart lady, right? But look at all the problems that she has and she wants to be a foster care. Don't you see the danger into that? Don't y'all see the danger into everything that I told you? It is very dangerous. Like, I want people to be fair. Like, I want to be with women. I want to support women. But I saw the other girls on the table clapping her and being proud of her. I was creeped out. I was really creeped out. I was like, shit. To all the women that are seeing themselves into bad situation that are having a good situation at home, but social services are trying to get their kids away. Imagine the kids getting into that woman's house as she becomes a foster care. Imagine all the trauma that those kids are going to go through. And are we going to have a normal society after that? No. I'm talking about experience, and I'm talking about women giving bad advices to the young generation. I'm talking about women going into crazy traumas that are getting their kids or younger women into worse situation because they're selfish, because they're hateful and stuff like that. I'm not saying that women are the problem. I'm not saying women are the problem in everything. That is a poll to talk in general about women. I'm not saying women are always the problem. I know they went through crazy shit, but I'm talking about those women that are just messing their life up and putting their selfishness and their anger on the younger generations. And that is sad. That is very sad. No, for real. Like me, it creeps me out sometimes. Boy, you're gorgeous. I swear, black women are just the most gorgeous people. You're like, thank you so much. Of course, of course. Yesterday I was talking a lot about men being the worst fathers ever. But we are going to talk about fathers. We're going to talk about fathers. Wait, let me do another poll. Wait. Tomorrow we're going to talk about fathers. Just remind me, for those who are here today and that wants to follow me tomorrow, we're going to talk about that. No, there are bad people. There are bad people everywhere, but We need to focus sometimes on certain stuff to try uh, um to upgrade next time. Like me, I tell myself like even if I change at least or I impact at least one or two lives, I know that I'm saving generations. People do not see my view, but me, I want to work with the root. Well, let me tell you something, guys. Talking to one or two women, it's a blessing. But I know my aura attracts more men. And more men means more consciousness. And some women that can come in my life, they can change a lot of things for the next generations. And men, they can change a lot too for the next generations. I can talk to one man today, but he doesn't know it. Before he knows it, he's going to have this one son. He's going to think, oh, it's just one son, but his son decides to have 10 kids. 10 kids, it's a generation, a huge generation. And because that one man, I talked to him and he raised his son right, and his son raises his 10 kids right, it gives better hope. That is how I see things. It gives way more better hope. Girls plus wine, heaven filling. That is sad if your life revolves around that. All women cannot be classified as single, good, or bottoms. There are no bad people until they choose to be bad. I know. I know that's the truth, but you know, if we do not talk about some subjects and we decide to stay silent on those subjects, it will never change. Like for example, me, one of my biggest fight is unfaithfulness. Infidelity, a man around me, I can be his worst nightmare if he's a cheater. So I'm trying to sensibilize men around me for them to sensibilize kids to break the cycle of normalization of cheating. Because the next men that are going to take care of their household responsibly, they are going to help their future daughters. Because men help families. Thanks to them, families are built. A one parenting household is hard to have the perfect results. Both parenting household can get you more than the perfect result. Come on, you're being dramatic, Phil. I'm going to have 20 kids nearly prepared them to have a football team to play. Happy soul, you're funny. Nightmare, what do you mean? Who is Nightmare? Muslim, what if I have 5 wives? At least what I'm telling you can help you get your 5 wife future generation good advices, good manners, good morals. But you said 5 wife according to your religion. So that means else in your 5 wife, you're not supposed to see somebody else. And even if you have 5 wife, my problems with most men that want more than 2 or 3 wives is that do they have the financially capability to love them equally and take care of them equally? That's the thing. And into that relationship, there are kids. Kids are not just jewelries or accessories. Can you take care of 9 kids? Can you take care of 10 kids? Because most men are broke. Most men are broke. They cannot even save. I've did debates with men. When did you start saving? Do you think if tomorrow I bring you out to the landlord, we go to a landlord or we go to a notary or something, I tell you, okay, let's do a down payment to get a house. Most men will tell me, I cannot afford that. And that is sad. I'm going to tell them, let's get a house. Most men cannot. High speed fans. Are albino women allowed to marry? Of course they are. What about it? Thank you so much, Simply. I'm my own landlord. That is perfect, Justice. But you're a minority. You know that, Justice? You're a minority. Most men, it's hard. Okay, wait, I have a question. Give me 2 seconds. I hope y'all are ready for these questions. Because I do not want no complaint. I want no complaint. I'm waiting for y'all. I hope y'all are ready for these questions. Mainly, I'm asking to men, huh? This is a man question. If women can answer that, just tell me W in the chat. If you're a woman. If you're a woman and you checked one of these, you just say W in the chat. So I didn't put the question yet. My question is on preparation. Okay, sorry. Good here. Okay, let's go. Guys, this is a big question and my last question for tonight. I need men in the chat. 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 Sis, do you support traditional versus modern? That is another question for another day. Let me write it down. Can you drop a follow and come back for tomorrow? This is my last question. So, what do we have here? I'm talking about right now. Question for men. Can you afford right now for a house? Down payment. Interesting. I can barely afford to be in this life. somewhere in Africa, there's a horse freezing. What is the connection? Hi. It's a man question. If you're a woman who answered to this question, tell me W in the chat. If you're a woman who answered to this question. Will you accept 12 cattle? What are you talking about? Nobody can afford it a house nowadays. So you're not ready. You already have one. You can choose one of the biggest amount. If you already have one, you can choose the biggest amount. If you already own a house, you can just choose one of like the biggest amount. It's going to be like about the equivalent. I have a farm. You can choose the biggest amount. What if I build my own house? It also counts. Building a house is at least more than $100,000. No, but I'm really proud of my chat. But on 27%, just 11 people vote. And 73% is pretty wealthy. And that is very great. There's 27 people in my chat. Can the 27 people vote? I'm broke. But I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of y'all. I'm going to screenshot this. This is a W in the chat. Y'all men deserve way more respect. Women need to do more. Women need to do more, y'all. We should stop playing. Women need to do more. Like, ma'am, they're capping. What do you mean they're capping? Are you in their financial pockets to know if they're lying or not? So you would enter into a live stream. Just click on any amount just to show that you're a man and you can get it like that. That would be sad if somebody is actually doing that. I have like 20K in my bank. Why would you rob him? Come on. How am I capping? I said I have no money and it's true. Oh well. No. They're saying that the votes and the polls are capped. Me, I am very, very impressed about my chat. I am very impressed about my chat because, you know, I understand that men on YouTube are more responsible. That is my personal opinion. I will redo this vote on TikTok just to see something. But I see that y'all are more tend to be responsible here. Capping means lying. I will be broke. Nah, babe, I'm on the 200K. How are you? I'm great, Cairo. How about you? No, it's good. It's good. Like I will ask the same questions. I will do the same poll for my TikTok team just to see what are they about. What are they about? How are they getting around things? I'm a truck driver. I got to a house. GG's. GG's. That is so cool. 62. Yep. We on YouTube. Very responsible. Like I said, truck driving, own my own business. I'm a carpenter. This younger generation needs to learn from y'all. I am so happy. Y'all don't understand. Like, I am so happy. Y'all need to be writing books You all need to be coaching just younger, lazy boys that are just leaving to live a life that can't even pay their bills, that are struggling from pay to pay. They're more focused on going to parties and having the next Gucci belt than instead thinking about projects and saving and whatsoever. No, I'm not in Africa. You're trolling Gofa. Is it your real hair? What about it? I'm 48. I'm much older than all of y'all. Oh, you're not. There's somebody in my chat that said he was what, 67? No, 62. Antonio is 62. He's older than you. You have a lot of time to do. Marriage equals home. House equals property manager. Exactly. Bro, okay. Give me a Lambo, then I give you my 20K. What are you going to do with a Lambo? If I was negotiating, I would get a down payment house. You can drop a down payment for your house. Get yourself a house, start making money. Start renting. Think about renting and stuff like that. Get yourself into real shit. Come on now. Lambo, what is it going to give you? Some pride? Boost your ego and then that's it. No, I'm saying 62%. Okay. Okay. I see. I just got it. It ain't gotta write about Jordans and Gucci's belts. You got to have a career, survive out here. Got to go into your business. But that's the thing. Most generations just watch social media, and social media is selling them, that party white lifestyle. Those little rich kids that have dads that are friends with rich people, and then they get to like have those type of privileges, riding around those yachts and having parties, and then them pretending to, and others that are buying Gucci and fancy stuff to try to prove, like, it is sad. But the younger generations, they're not into actually building, making wealth or something like that. How about I buy us a house? You're funny, cyber. You're a smart lady. Your head's really in the right place, sister. Thank you. That is so sweet. Thank you. I'm from Canada. Get a line and be self-sufficient rather than. Exactly, but it would take time. School did their job. School did their job. Most kids, like, they feel like nothing not going to school. They feel useless not going to school. And they focus all their time and energy in school that they miss out on real things. Because I would tell people, even my kids, I'm going to teach them that school is important, but self-education is way more. Like, what I would do during my summers when I was 12 years old, I would go to like old people centers to, spend times with older people. And spending time with older people, it really educates you. You learn a lot about life. You just ask them questions. What did you do when you were younger? What would you do differently? You ask questions. And people that made it, sometimes people see jobs like a chore. Me, when I used to go to work, I would like go to my boss and talk with him. I would talk to sometimes to the owner of the building, and I would say like, how did you get it? Sometimes I talk with my landlord. I call him. I say, oh, I just want to talk to you about how you're running your business. When I'm getting to that point, can you help me out? Like, how did you start it? I just People that made it. I just love to know about their stories. I don't know. That's how you learn in life, and that is how you build your education. Canadian Gaillard is on Wikipedia. On the Pierre Trudeau time is official. That's fascinating. What are we talking about? We're talking about men of this generation. We're talking about this generation. A Lambo is not 20K Philly. We're talking about this generation and how they can manage money. So I was talking, and this is very impressive. Like this board that I'm seeing, it is very impressive. I would try also a poll like that for women. Let me see those independent women. I want to one day when I'll get those independent women in my chat. Can't wait to ask the same question for the independent women. It's different to Germany. One house costs 450 euros. Yeah, there are big costs, but there are people that can already be owners because they can put down a down payment and start paying a little. Place people in the houses and stuff like that. We need to change the names landlord. It's bad. And we need to change human resources name also. You look like you're rich. Damn, amen to that. You look okay, 57 years old on 4 trucks. On bus, no, my truck. Y'all truck drivers, y'all are doing well, huh? I noticed that. Y'all truck drivers here, y'all are doing great money and y'all are so smart. But how do you guys handle the the sleep? How do you guys handle the road, the long hours of driving? How is it? And would you tell the younger generation to try to get into that? Would it be a good idea? But men that are looking for easy jobs, they're princess. Yep, driving in 14 different states for more sleep in a truck. It is exhausting, but it's well worth the money. No, I don't play Fortnite. If you take experience from You should take experience for the young generations. Me, I want the young generations to get around people like you guys. Try to get out of their bubbly world. Because to me, a young kid that is working from the age of 15, saving till the age of 19 to 21, that is already a big part. And then starting truck driving by the age of 21, a 10 years experience in that type of work, is going to make him, accumulated a lot. And by then, the other one, he said, wait, what is his name? Kenny said he's 57 years old. He's a owner. By the age of 21, he can get way far. And it depends on how he's thinking about diversing his resources. Wait, let me help you out, Kim Flash. That's the thing. That's a idea that is wanting to grow in life. That's one thing about growing in life. My 3 boys drives for me now. You see, that's what we're talking about. Business. Daddy got it right. Right, Kenny? You got it right. Antoine, people need to meet you guys. Can't wait for God to bless me enough and my things are running well and I get enough funds to just have a better setup. Because when I have a better setup, a professional setup like those big streamers, then I'll be able to mix the different communities out of Twitch, YouTube, and y'all, and just permit y'all to just talk to each other, get along with each other. I want to show how y'all are so mature like this. Do you know that I'm first of all and first foremost a TikToker. I'm on TikTok. I do TikTok battles and stuff like that. And used to in my beginnings to talk about investments. There are a lot of liars. They're 35 years old, 45 years old. They have nothing going for them except lies. And lies on lies on lies. And I guess sometimes so pissed and frustrated that I just lost my time, because when I get that you do something, I try to connect to see how I can get in touch with you, get to know what you're doing, maybe get into that too. You know? That is something about connecting with people for business. I don't like to talk about business to show that I'm smart. I like to talk about business to learn more and do more. I'd love to share my journey of acquire succession, but not here publicly. West Wind 68. I would love to know too. That is very, very interesting. Play, that's what we're here. We all need a network together to bring wealth together. I would love the network with you. Can anybody else in the chat? It would be fun. It would be fun. It's just a matter of time. I'm building my stuff slowly. I'm Canadian. Does it count? Hello from Italian. I love to learn. Welcome in, Gary. That is very, very good. Hello, sure. Do you know my surname is famous? Oh, yep. You can bet on horse racing as well. Get run about $3,000 if you pick the right horse. You're into betting. That is very interesting. You know, of the betting on horses, I learned that into movies. You know those classy, fancy movies where you see those rich men and high class men? I see them betting on horses. And my grandfather, when I used to be younger, I saw him, he would do a lot of betting on horses. Hello, 2000. My wife passed away, my kids and trucks are all good now. Trucks all I got. Oh, my condolences. That is so, it's so sad, but at least, you know, you figure it out. Wow. Life goes so fast. Life goes so fast. In a blink of an eye, anything can happen. I'm sorry to hear that, Kenny. My condolences. And congratulations. You have something at least going. I'd be interested into having a conversation someday if you like. What do you say? No problem. I'm across the river from Canada. Ooh, you're beautiful. Thank you, Richard. I'm not a gambler on sports, but a gambler on business. Okay. But gambling for horses is not easy. Gambling for horses is not easy. It's very hard. Maybe the first, second times you can be a very super lucky, but with time it's hard. When you get everything running, please make business cards. And you got to have your own website. No, it costs a little money, but it can make it happen. And I will pray for you, sister. Thank you so much, Antoine. Thank you so much, Antoine. May God bless you. Thank you so much. I see a lot of potential in you, a lot of growth in you. Be very wealthy. Aw, amen. Does impatience for God and keep driven forgetting haters. Amen. Thank you so much. Be blessed too. You're so sweet. Life is what you make. Don't waste it. That is a statement. That is true. I ain't got no 200K to put on down. The 200K, it includes a lot of things. People are already investing in 200K. You see 49%. 49%. I am so happy. I am so happy that men are just getting there. And I really want to do the same poll for women to know and have a statistic to know about, to go about those type of subjects. And those are the plans that I'm seeing later with like my website, my TikTok page, my YouTube page and all that, my streaming pages. You know, to have a statistic that can be clear enough, and I will always show the reality of society, because I don't want women to live in that dream that every women are making it out as they're trying to push it out there without men, and thinking that men are useless and stuff like that. And I want men to get into those fields that they think they can't and just make it and get back their masculinity, be a man, be tough back again. I sometimes like my English just go. Invest in silver, by the way. It will peak in a few months. You're talking about like stocks in trading and stuff like that. Oh, 20K time is times 10. Okay, I got it. You're beautiful, thank you. Thumbs up, thank you. We all gamble somehow, taking risk. Of course. Amen. Once you get to know me, please let me be your mod. I know we just met no more than 15 to 20 minutes ago, but like I said, I'm a businessman and I love money. Making money. No problem. No problem. I just need to get to know you more. You need to come to my live streams. My live streams always vary. Sometimes I'll talk about business. Sometimes I'll talk about reality. I talk about a lot of stuff because I'm somebody that just wants to exchange, and you know, it can help like an exchange of contacts in any way, and talking about reality of life to wake up minds. Algorithm before you go. I would say you see, I said it, algorithm. Yeah. Okay, what is about owning a farm? More pigs, cow, ducks, chicken. It won't be on a land. I have our farm. That's where we bring the money into. Oh, okay. But do you own it here? I'm sure that is like somewhere else, right? Or you're able to do it here? What are those pimples on your forehead? From stress? I don't know. Sometimes my body reacts to heat because sometimes in my room is too hot. Sometimes it's cold. Sometimes I don't know. My body reacts to a lot of stuff. But the thing that I love with my pimples is that when my pimples gets like this and then it start looking like freckles. Like here looks like freckles, here looks like freckles. So I don't know, I find it beautiful. What do you mean am I a thief? Yeah, masculinity. You see, my English is not Englishing sometimes. Hi, welcome guys to everybody that just came in. Fantastic women, thank you so much. Ciao, very beautiful, fantastic look, nice blended eyes, Italy. Nice to meet you, Maurizio. Maurizio. Pennsylvania have a lot of land and have multiple farms. She got her family who's in it. Oh, thank you so much, Antonio. That is, I didn't know. Pennsylvania, but I heard about people building house in America. So that means there's still lands that you can build houses in America, right? I heard a lot of people building their own house instead of buying already a house. Let me help somebody out. No, it's not the right person. No, I muted the wrong person. I'm so sorry, Jade. Boss kiss. Okay, I'm sorry, Jade. I'm so sorry. I muted the wrong person. I hope you're not angry. No, it's not my natural hair. So about the houses. Hi guys. About the houses, is it true that you can build your own houses in America? There's still spaces? No, it's okay. It's okay. Me, I'm sorry. Take care too, Jade, but I'm sorry. You can find work as a toilet cleaner. Okay, let me help you out. Yes, I can definitely build my own house, like I said. I'm a carpenter. I have a 25-man crew, but no, a lot of people lazy. Can have lazy people. Just gotta find the right people who wants to work. Oh. Are you looking for employment? Are you employing though? Are you employing actually? Raising the capital for housing is fairly easy. Okay, so you mean like owning, like building your own house is way easier than affording a house, right? A young man in this economy owning a house is a dream. Yeah, but young men, y'all need to want it. Y'all like dreaming, but y'all not don't like working for it. Queen say statistic. I said it! Statistic! Planning to buy $5.4 million home. Help me buy it. Are you for real or you're trying to joke around me? Hey, don't test my Philly. I will ask again. Hey, don't test me, Philly. I will ask again. Don't be. Oh, what's your secret of beauty? God? But Antoine, you didn't answer. Are you employing? Right now, it's cold where I am at. It's snowing. I have to wait. Summertime, March, April. If you want to build a house, you gotta be hot. You gotta be hot outside. Yeah, I get it. But I was asking, are you employing? I would really love that we stay in touch because I know a lot of people that are looking for a job and stuff like that are ready to do anything, but you know how complicated it is in America for people to get jobs and stuff like that. Working for you and stuff like that, since you're a self-owner, it wouldn't be a bad thing. I want to be an engineer. Did you do the studies for that? Yes, I definitely employing people. Yep, as long as you don't drink, smoke, does anything looking for non-drinkers, non-smoke. No, I don't like I don't associate myself to people that drink or smoke because I don't know. I'm just like that. It's about, a lot. Wait. I really hope you're going to come back to my channel because I gonna lose your contact. Wait, I'm going to put you as a mod. I want to put you as a mod because you're a very important contact and I will need you and we will need each other for a lot of stuff. These young men, I know they're looking for jobs. I do not get this type of contacts for lazy people. That's the thing. I don't drink or smoke or cheat. So do you want to work for him? Philly. I thought I was the only one. I do not want to lose his contact. Philly, I don't want to lose his contact because he has a lot of opportunities. He has a lot of opportunities and we never know. I want to be sure that at least he comes back once in a while. I don't know when is the next time he's going to come back, but yeah. I will work. Do you pay well, Antoine? Phil, you're so funny. Phil, you're so funny. What do you mean last mod? I know Goofa, Philly loves you a lot. It's for Philly that I'm going to put you a mod. But me, I'm a very strict moderator. I'm a very strict mod. Like, if after a few times I don't see you coming in, Beautiful. Thank you. I know you love Gofa. You guys are joking around. I can't, bro. What do you mean? For the questions. You never know where there is someone who is extremely successful is in your presence. That's the thing. You never know. Like me, every opportunities or chances or access, I just try to get to know people, and we never know. There's some contacts that I don't want to lose, and I'm a person that I love to memorize names and stuff like that. But West Wind 68, I remember your name. I remember very well your name. Thanks, daughter. Wow, Gofa. Now I'm looking for bad messages. Those lashes are eating. Okay, oh, thank you so much, WEG. I was like, those lashes are eating. I was like, what? My brain was trying to process. Backflip, I am not sure. I'm not Aisho Speed. He's the good one in that. Guys, actually, I had a fun time. Let me take a screenshot of this votes. Men on YouTube are hard workers. Y'all are the best examples for this gen. I really hope that God keep blessing all of these mans. Y'all are amazing. 71 people voting. This is amazing, chat. This is amazing. You guys are amazing. Getting to pull this together. Like, this poll is unrealistic. Damn. No, I'm so happy. I want men to keep pushing. Oh, thank you, the money. We're broke. Stop telling our business. Long distance. Who are you broke with? We welcome all new people into an LGBT and friendly stream. So let's all try read that. Don't be respectful. Huh? How can I DM you? Can I direct you to my company website? Good luck. I don't know how YouTube works. That's my problem. Wait, I think I should add you as a mod. I don't know. I really do not know how YouTube is working. I'm still learning. I added you as a mod, but I'm still learning. I'm still learning. Why are y'all muting each other? Or you retracted a message? Do you think gays are equal? Please come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day, please. Your community, even in yourselves, y'all are confused. So putting my mouth into that is like talking about women, but women, 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 women. Bro, how are you here? How are you here? No, cold, cool. Let's talk about it tomorrow. Seriously, I'm very tired, so I'm about to go off. Seriously. Gufa, you're not going to block everyone, please. Don't block everyone, please. Be nice to people. Be nice to people. Don't block everyone. We want the nice guys in our chat. I will try better. Gufa. Guys, thank you so much for this night. I added some people as mod. I think putting your mod can give you maybe a special access to me. I'm going to learn about the community thing, and I'll try to learn about the, how do we call it? It's the what community? There's a special subscription community thing, right? Patreon. I don't know how it works. I'm going to search up on Patreon and try to do a better work. Praise King Jesus, bless you, Queen. First time here. Amen. Welcome in. I think it's good talk. It's an honor to meet you. Like I said, I'm going to be here on no streams when you're on live. I got the notification. God bless you. Amen. Thank you so much, guys. I love you so much, Phil. I love you so much. Have a great night, West. Have a great night, Goof. Y'all are so fun. Y'all are so great. Amazing people. And I'm happy that y'all are enjoying my live stream. Y'all are having fun with me. I feel like you see, at least now you have a little bit of help. It's growing. The family is growing, right? Hi, guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. If I find it, can you make me one? Find what? Well, guys, I'm going to go. Oh, it's the end of my stream, DJ. Drop a follow. I'm coming back live tomorrow by the same time. Peace out, guys. Hey, Bright, can I get a shout out of my cousin Dixon? You come every night. I know you. Shout out to Dixon. Goodbye, guys. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.